Hello, Mary. How's it going? Creepy. I'll tell you in a little while. Why's my camera gone all shitty? My camera's gone all shitty-fied. It's on 720. Let's go to 480. Hey, Jamie. How's it going, bro? Good little meet up the other day. We'll have to meet up again sometime next couple of weeks. Might be going to Clapham today or Tuesday. Depends on what time I wake up. I've got to keep an eye on that door because something creepy just opened a little while ago, guys. I'm sitting there watching TV, and I tell you, something white went past the actual crack in the door, and I tell you, it kind of started. I thought, what the fuck's that? And I thought it might have been the cat, but the cat is not like 4 foot tall, 5 foot tall. Whatever it was, something white went past the doorway. And now I always have to have the door open for the cat. I don't know how good you can see that. But that's like that. That's how much I actually leave the door open. So if I just go over there, I can put my whole arm right through it, yeah? So that's how much of a hole, enough for the cat to get through anyway. And I'm just sitting here, hold on. Oh, that's falling down now. Don't fucking start giving me this shit. Yeah, I was just sitting here, look on eBay for a second cheap phone. The reason I want the second one is I don't really want to take my new one out with me. I've got an old phone, an old Samsung Galaxy, but it just don't work. And I ain't got no other batteries to test it out. So I was just looking on eBay to find out what the cheapest mobile is. Not that I've got the money to buy one yet at the moment, unless someone else has got a nice Android phone they want to give me. It's 8 gig above. That'd be cool. Yeah, I'm going to be begging. If I've got an 8 gig plus Android phone they no longer use and they want to give it to me, I'll be grateful because I do need a new phone. Like, I know I've got my new contract one, but I'm very, very nervous about taking it out. I've only had it about a week, and I just feel like something might happen to it, and I don't want it broken because it's not insured. I'm looking about getting insurance on it maybe later, but I just don't have the funding to get the bloody phone insured, and it's only like £4 a month, kind of thing, for accidental damage, but I just don't have the £4 a month. So I'm looking on eBay to see if there's any really cheap mobile phones, but there's none on there for like less than 20 quid, 20, 30 quid. And with 35 quid, you can actually buy a brand new Chinese knockoff phone, which has got 8 gig for about 35, 36 pounds. I did have a load of phones at one time, but I think I threw them out because I didn't really need them. I've got some really old ones knocking around, but they're not Android. They're old, like, LDC screen about that big, you can't even do nothing with them. You can't even put no Android applications on them because in them days, they was not like they are now. But I am looking for someone who may have an old phone they want to get rid of. If you have, then I'll be grateful for any phone. Even if it's 8 gig, it's just something I need to put the application on, so when I go out with the camera I can use the phone just to operate it, because I can't see a squat shit with this watch. Seriously, on a hot summer day you can't see the video on this, you can't even see the time on it, and it's actually got a time, can't see nothing. So unless it's like an overcast day, then that's the only time you'll be able to see this video from the camera and, you know, the time. So I'm thinking, well, if I can get a second-hand, cheap or free mobile phone from somewhere, as long as it's Android, I can put the actual Android software on the phone, and then I can use the mobile phone to use the application to run this instead of using the watch. So anyone has got one, they are expensive. You know, that's why I'm saying, like, you know, they have got a new knockoff one on eBay. You know, it's like a Chinese one. I'll put it on like saved at the moment. Go watch list. I don't think it actually saved, to be honest, because I've been trying to look at some of the phones, but every time I try to save it, it just ain't saving on my watch list on eBay. That one's 44, 5.5 cheap Android, quad core, 3G, £44. No, I keep asking for, like, you know, for money or, you know, for anything really. Just that, you know, if you ain't got it, then the only thing you can do is ask everyone can help you out. You know, my mum said you never need to be ashamed, because like, if someone's got something and they don't need it, you know, it's only going to be sitting in their drawer, you know, collecting dust, or, you know, they probably might eventually throw it away. Yeah, here's one here. It's new. It's £35. So I don't have £35 to buy one. There's that one there, brand new, mobile. I think it's 8 gig or 16 gig. I can't remember. 8 gig. You know, it's a knockoff dual SIM. But I ain't going to be using dual SIM. I'll probably only put one SIM card in there, which is my spare pay-as-you-go one. You know, there was another phone I was looking at. I don't like the Windows phones. They're completely crap. I did actually buy one at one time. And I gave it to my son because I thought it was completely crap, you know. And this was like 4 years ago when Windows actually started coming out with their own phones. So, like, you know, these cheap phones, I did actually have a cheap knockoff phone at one time. I don't know whatever happened to it. And that was dual SIM. I think I might go that to one of my kids, actually. That one was £56. You know, I'm just like been browsing eBay for the last hour and a half. And so I'm just sitting there and suddenly crazy, like a white figure. You know, it was actually like about 5 foot tall, and it's completely white. You know, it wasn't the door. No way was it door, because it kind of like, you know, corner of the eye, peripheral of the eye, see it, and it's kind of like moving. You know, it went. Now the only thing is, I forgot to like check the CCTV camera, and I can't even remember what time ago it was. It's no more than an hour ago. But no, my CCTV camera probably might not have picked it up anyway. That's what caught my attention, you know, kind of thing. And I'm thinking, what the hell was that? And I thought, well, it can't be the cat, because the cat's behind me and she ain't pure white and she ain't 5 fucking foot tall, you know, kind of thing, you know. Yeah, these other ones are like £45 each. That's the cheapest one I've just seen, actually. See, as I say, the only reason I want it, because I don't want to take out my contract phone. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to drop it and break it, you know, because I've only had it a week. And, you know, like, no my luck, being an idiot I am, I'll probably go and drop it and smash the screen. Yeah, that new mobile 3AL 4G is 34. there's this other one, which is $39.99. You know, I don't need it, you know, for sticking shitloads of like Android applications on, because I ain't going to be doing that. I just want it for the actual main application for this camera, and maybe one or two other applications. I ain't going to like be sticking crap loads of applications on, because I noticed that when you get a phone, you know, although it says 8 gig, your phone's already filled halfway up with applications that they put on there anyway. So you know, you're limited to the amount of applications you can put on there. Because like, although my one is 32 gig, a new phone, when I got it, it only had like 17 gig left on it because all the bloody applications, you know, and some of them I'm never going to use. And if you start deleting them, you might screw your phone up, because, you know, it might be part of the operating system, you know. So like, and then you've got the, I suppose, like on the hard reset, you got like a backup or something hidden away somewhere. So that's also going to be taking up memory on your phone as well. So no, I just don't really want to keep taking that out for mobile with me, to be honest with you. So I did have a little Samsung Galaxy one somewhere, but I can't find it. This one's no longer working. Don't know why. Won't accept any SIM card I've got. So, and the only other one I've got is my Nokia, and you can't put an application on there to run that camera. So, as I say, I'm kind of like in a little bit of need at the moment, and I hate asking all the time, you know. But my mum said, if you don't ask, you don't get, you know. If someone likes you enough, they're gonna like help you out, you know. And someone has helped me out by getting the camera. For those Chinese knockoff ones, you know, which ain't that brilliant, but you know, it do the job for what I need. You know, just putting one occasions on, and that way, you know, I can like just take that with me all the time, because all I need it for is the camera, the bus timetable, possibly my online banking, and the weather. So that's camera, online banking, weather, and bus timetable. So that's all I need to put on there, to be honest with you. I got myself some dinner today, yeah, and I bought some rice from Tesco's, and I'm going to show you this rice packet. Hold on a minute, I'm just going to get it. You know, I was going to go to like Lidl's, but I thought, well, look, you know, Lidl's can be expensive. So I thought, you know, I'll go to Mitcham, go to the Poundland shop. But as I was getting up there, you know, the bus that I actually got on stopped outside Tesco's. So I thought, well, I've not really shopped in Tesco's, and I have some, you know, seen on videos that they've got some pretty good like stuff in there, you know, at reasonable price. Now, this is Tesco's egg fried rice. You know, it's only 70p a packet. So I thought I'll buy a couple of packets of those. And then I saw a couple of other packets with different like ingredients like. So I fancied having something like a fry up tonight. You know, I bought a packet of bacon, which was about £1.09. A box of eggs, 6 eggs, which was about 85p. I bought a box of mushrooms. I love mushrooms. Butter mushrooms, which was £1. Then I bought a box of grapes for £1. Some tangerine oranges, which were £1. A couple of bottles of squash. because I nearly run out of squash again. I always like buy a bottle so I can like, you know, dilute them in like, you know, recycled bottles and top them up. We'll cut the packets of ginger nuts. I didn't need no baked beans. So I've got about 8 tins of baked beans in the cupboard still. So anyway, I thought I'll have a fry up later on tonight. Yeah, but I'm not on Wish. That's the only problem. And Wish, you know, I'll tell you one thing in a minute here about Wish, and you know, well, not so much the Wish, but the pricing of you know, what are being listed on websites, especially eBay. But anyway, I thought I'd buy a couple of these, yeah. And I thought, you know, it don't look too bad. It looks kind of like tasty. Well, I cooked my bacon, I cooked my eggs, and I cooked my mushrooms. So what you do, you tear this open, and you just leave it in the microwave for 90 seconds. And I put like some baked beans, half a tin of baked beans. So for dinner, I had rice, baked beans, egg, bacon, and mushrooms. Really look nice. Starting the right. I tell you, this rice is so crap. It tasted so disgusting that I had to leave most of it because it was that bad. Now I don't know. That's the reason why they put it down at 65p. But no, I will never eat this again. You know, I've got another 3 packets. Listen to other packets. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. You know, it's going to cost me more to go up to the Tesco's to exchange them. So I'm not going to eat them. I'll probably like throw them in the bin or something. You know, it's probably like £1.80. You know, wasting. But I can't eat this. This is such shit. So if you go in Tesco's and get this microwavable egg fried rice, be prepared of the crappy, horrible taste you have ever tasted in a rice dish, because it was shit. If I had to mark it, I probably would have gave it like taste out of 10, not even 1. You know, cooking, well, it cooked within like, you know, 2 minutes. You know, it's piping up when I got it out. Spilt half of it and it burnt my fingers, but well, I didn't spill half of it. I spilt like a teaspoon. But yeah, that is the horriblest rice I've ever tasted, man. And like, you know, I was looking at the Uncle Ben's ones, yeah, and you get 3 for, I think it was about £4. And I, you know, I actually was trying to do a video. I actually took this with me to do a video of me in the shopping centre, but it didn't record. Don't know why it did not record. You know, I got the record of me on the bus, got me on the bus coming back, saying I don't think recording in Tesco's, and it didn't record in Tesco's whatsoever. So I was going to do like a little vlog, and I'm thinking of doing vlogs on this channel from time to time. And I'm walking around saying, well, like, you know, that's not bad. Oh, I don't know if I can afford that today, you know, like fruit. Yeah, I like grapes. You know, I bought a box of grapes for £1. You know, some apples for £1. Well, the apples were £1.10, I think, for 6. Tangerines, you know, a little packet of tangerines for £1.30, I think it was. So I kind of like thought I need to eat a bit more kind of fruit, you know. And I looked at their blackberries, yeah. That's up, you know, for a pot of blackberries, yeah, £2. I thought, fuck me, man, £2, you know. I must have picked outside over the week, you know, during the week, 3 times that. I even bought a great big, like, well, it wasn't a big, but one of my bottles, yeah, my drinking bottles, I actually filled up with grapes, and I brought it home and I put it in the water, and just about like soak overnight in the fridge. But fucking like, you know, you're talking £2 for a carton of blackberries. I thought, nah. So when every time I go out, you know, I'm gonna, you know, save myself £2 because I'll be bringing blackberries home. And I do love blackberries, but yesterday I was eating them and I found like a little worm or something inside it, and I thought, that ain't going to put me off. I should put the one so I look carried on eating all the blackberries. But Don't get this, guys. If you live in the UK, do not get this. It is shit. Worst ever rice I've tasted. But you know, it's the same with the Uncle Ben's rice. Yeah, you get like 3 packets, and it's like £3.50, £4. I'm thinking, my God, you can go to the pound shop and buy the same thing for £1 for 3 packets in, you know, like 3 pouches in a packet, you know. So really, I could have went, if I went to the pound shop and took my time walking up there, which would have took me 15 minutes, those Uncle Ben rices where you get 3 sachets in a packet, you know, I could have gone and got like 3 packets, that's 9 sachets, for the same price as bloody Tesco's. And Tesco's supposed to be cheap. Yeah, on some of their things, but not on all of them. I was going to get some cheese as well. Hell, man, the cheese was so expensive in there. Like, I thought, whoa, you know, I could go into Lidl's and buy 2 packets of cheese for the price Tesco was asking. You know, so Tesco, you know, has some good deals sometimes, but you know, when you want the other kind of stuff like the cheese, you know, the better rice, you're paying a fortune for it. And you know, I was limited on how much money I was going to spend. I spent like 20 quid on food, and I ain't going to last me a week, I don't think. You know, because I really wanted to have a fry up. It's only because I was watching that Digger Den guy yesterday on his YouTube channel, and they went to Tesco's and like they bought bacon and eggs, and I'm thinking, wow, that's a good choice. You know, I'll have to go to Tesco's, but I didn't think I was going to go to Tesco's until I did go to Tesco's. So like, you know, it was him who made me go to Tesco's. I'm going to blame him for it actually. But while I was cooking, something was on the floor which I did not realise, and I was wearing my slippers, and it's like a little round thing with a spike, and I went and trod on the damn thing. So that ended up in my bloody foot. You know, like it didn't bleed out that much, you know, kind of thing. I pulled it out and just carried on cooking. Then I went to the bathroom. I got one of my cleansing wipes and just wiped my foot over. And that's it. You know, if I've got blood poison, I get blood poison. I can't do nothing about it because that thing was a bit rusty and I threw it in the bin. But, you know, like the egg fried rice around the Chinese shop's quite nice, but again, it's expensive, you know. Like, if I was going to do it myself, you know, you know, just recently I threw a lot of dried rice out because, you know, expired by like 3-4 months. And people probably say, well, you know, dried rice can last longer, but I don't want to take any chances, you know, getting food poisoning. But I have tried doing egg fried rice. Well, not say I have tried, I have done egg fried rice when I was living with my ex-wife, you know. We'd cook a hob of rice, and then we'll, you know, mainly the kids wanted it, you know, egg fried rice, you know, they'd eat plain rice, but they wanted egg fried rice quite often. So I just like got the rice and some eggs and stir fried it and just done it, you know, like for about 5 minutes. So all the eggs cooked properly and, you know, the rice ain't sticking to the frying pan. But yeah, I used to do that quite a lot actually with the kids, and it was quite tasty. But I don't do it now because I don't go out and buy, you know, dried rice, because like my rice cooker, which I have got, seems to like doesn't cook it properly sometimes. It's like too watery. Either I'm putting too much water in, or the rice isn't like soaking up the water, or the rice cooker's not cooking properly. Hello, Simon. How are you, Simon? I can't get you on here. Typical, you know. Every time I do a live stream, you're in there, you know. But I'll get you on here one night. We'll have a chat. I've got to contact Rusty as well. We're going to have a chat about something as well. I'm gonna try to get Rusty on here one night, yeah. And if when I find out, I'll tell him, like, you know, we'll try to get you on, and we can have like a 3-way conversation about, you know, the paranormal, not like the ghosty kind of stuff, you know, but other kind of paranormal. I kind of like want to know more about, you know, like the Bigfoot, you know, the Sasquatch, abominable snowman and stuff like that. And I want to know what the fuck's happening right now in this world, because like, who is it? Chris, the Scotsman, he did a good video today. And he's saying like, I don't think we've got much longer on this world, because like, it's just like burning up, kind of thing. A lot of water's disappearing. Where the fucking hell is water disappearing? And it's kind of strange that, NASA has just suddenly found that Mars has got like water on it. Are we being like, visited by the aliens? And like, are they coming down and taking all our fucking water? That's why suddenly we can see, an ocean or something up in Mars. Because like, we ain't got as much water as we used to have we really? In some of the lakes and rivers are drying up. So like, especially in America as well. I know the Americans get a lot more UFO signs than we do. So maybe that's the reason why they suddenly find water on Mars, because like they're coming down and stealing our water. And maybe like, they've done something to the planet's atmosphere or the sun that's making us get all this hot weather lately, because like we don't normally get all this hot water. We don't usually get all this hot weather, do we? Today, yesterday we actually had a lot of, well, not a lot of rain, but we actually had rain and a thunderstorm. I tried to record it, put a live stream on, but since I started live streaming it, in 5 minutes, like, it stopped, thunder and lightning, and the rain stopped. So we did have a bit of rain yesterday and a thunderstorm, but that's not enough to fill the rivers up. And another thing that he mentioned about in California, what's this about the sand that's disappeared from the Californian beaches? The beaches are fucking miles long. Where's the sand gone? If the aliens come down and beamed up the sand and, they're taking it back to Mars and making their own, like, little fucking holiday kind of, like, adventure ground or something, because, like, that's weird. How the hell can, billions of tons of sand that suddenly disappear from California? It don't make sense. And then you say something about in some other place, like, there's a lot of sand seem to be like being blown away, halfway across the world. So I don't know what the hell's going on. We had a bit of a gust today, kind of thing. It was a bit windy today, but not as bad as it's been like over the last few days. Very, very, very rare we had like gust of winds or even like any kind of like windy spells. You might have like when you're walking around, you're doing a video, and you might hear that little kind of like breeze come by. But today it was kind of windy. So was yesterday, but it's more windy today than it was yesterday. So weird things are happening in the world at the moment. Now, are we really being like robbed by aliens for our resources, our water, our sand? Being next, like cattle disappearing, cows, pigs, deer, wildlife suddenly disappearing from the face of the planet. What are they going to do next? Like rob us for that and like, make some kind of wildlife park up there as well. Well, dying that's probably like the reason why they keep coming over and robbing us with our like resources. I wouldn't even be surprised to that. In a very near future, I'm not saying when, it could be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, 100 years, I got a good feeling that we will be invaded. And it's a bit like, the Independence Day movie, we'll have to like all band together, you know, like band of brothers and sisters, you know, and fight off this alien invasion and, you know, protect our planet. And, you know, we'll probably get that devastated where, like, you know, we will lose billions of people, you know, and those billions could be either killed or they could be like captured and taken to their spacecraft and mutilated for our body tissues or for our organs or blood, or, you know, we could be there, you know, the next meal, you know, kind of thing, you know. You know, I'm not talking bullshit, but you never know. Oh, by the way, I've got like I think it might be an asp. Is it an asp? Saying like I've got like something in the back of my gum, which like feels a little. It's not painful. You can feel a little bit of pain now. Well, I've been taking ibuprofen, you know, keep the pain down. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, like, you know, we get like invaded for, you know, they probably kill a few million of us, you know, because we're like trying to fight back. But then, like, you know, they'll probably take a lot of us aboard their motherships and, you know, take us back to their planet as food. I pity the alien who's going to eat me if I was alive at that time, because like amount of illnesses I've got, maybe I might give them some kind of illness that it might, you know, destroy the whole planet. That'd be good, would it, eh? But then what's going to happen to all the people that may still be alive on Mars or whatever planet they could take us to? You know, they're going to be trapped there. Talking bullshit, I know, but, you know, I'm just one of those people who just talk shit some of the times. Another thing I heard today, yeah, right? Seriously, I like bullshitting you, yeah. I know it's been a little bit drafty, and like, you know, sometimes you'll hear like the door kind of creak, or, you know, my kitchen door's got no proper like catch on it. You know, you can just like push that door with your finger. The cat could have even opened the door if she wanted to. She's tried to a couple of times and I shooed her out. But another thing I heard earlier was like 3 taps on the door, which was a bit weird. I'm thinking, what the fuck was that? And it was all like Saturday, because there's no day today, isn't it? All last night, Saturday evening. So I've had like the door being, it was like that kind of thing, you know. You know, and the wind can't do that to a door, no way. But I heard that. I seen that white figure near the door. I've even heard a couple of voices, which I don't think was even from outside. So that is also weird. The cat's been like, I know it's cool down there, but she's been like going right behind the chair lately. You know, kind of keeping away. And like sometimes she'll come up to me and start meowing. I'm going, what? I don't know what you're on about. And she like look at me, and I look at her. Then she's like looking over the door. And suddenly her head shoot around and look out at the back of her. And then she'll either run outside or go right behind the back of the chair. So I'm pretty sure something's going on in here. I can't say it's anything that's been bought in for the dolls, or might be, I don't know, you know. But over the last couple of days, a few weird things actually have been going on. A bit weird. What do you want? I'm not picking up because I'm drinking my coffee. Going to bed soon anyway. Don't yell me. I'm not picking you up. No, I'm not picking you up. I'm drinking my coffee. And you stick your claws in my green, you do. No, I'm not picking you up. Don't lay down. Don't lay down. I'm not playing with you. You're molting again. I just pulled out about, well, I didn't pull them out, but about 3 or 4 hairs in my hand now. Smell this, look. What's this? She doesn't even like it. She doesn't even like the smell of it. Hello, dumpster rider. Please be kind of like nice to other people in here. You may not get a hello straight away because people do get a bit too, what's the name? Engrossing, having a conversation about other things. So sometimes it may take a few minutes before you can actually get a hello. Found anything dumpster diving lately? I was watching what's it called? Abandon something. They do a lot of dumpster diving over in America, and they actually found like 5 mobile phones. Thinking, jammy bugger, you know, send me one over. But that was like about 4 or 5 months ago on that episode, and that's what made me think, yeah, I could do another phone actually, because I don't really want to take that new one out, that contract one, because I know I'm going to break it. You know, even with a case. You know, I've got a case for it, being this one, but even a case can sometimes cannot keep a phone from being dropped and broken. So this something touched my face earlier, and I didn't realise it was a bloody curtain. Where we had the wind so like blowing earlier today, and I had the window open. I was sitting back, and the curtain actually hit me in the face. I turned around and think, what the fuck was that? And I just turned around and saw the curtain go back. I thought, well, thanks for that, you know, because it really felt like someone like touched my face, but it was that today. But yeah, been a weird day today. You know, I don't know why that camera didn't read the video in Tesco's today. So I put it on my shoulder and I looked at it, and by that I know I've actually hit the record button on it, because people were watching me from inside Tesco's when they were sitting down having something to eat. I thought, what is your nose in that? Like, fucking nosy sods, you know, kind of thing. And like, I've gone in there thinking it's recording, and the damn thing didn't record. It recorded on the bus on the way up to Tesco's. It should have recorded in Tesco's, but it didn't. But on the way home, I pressed record, and it recorded the little, like, you know, comment I put on there. So maybe I just didn't hit the record button properly. Don't know. But I had it on charge just now, because if I go out today, I need it charged up. The only thing is, like, if it's going to be sunny, I'm not going to really have to sit on that. I'm going to have to use my mobile, and I'm really tempted not to like take that out, to be honest with you. I didn't say dumpster. I said dumpster. That's what you mean, dumpster. I got a little hiss, so it might sound if I'm saying lumpster, but it's not. I said dumpster. You know what? If you're going to be narky, I can be narky too. There we go. Now you got a 300 second timeout for being narky. No, you're going to be timed out, so you can't put anything in comment for 300 seconds. If you come back and talk sensibly and calmly and nicely, you can stay on it. But if you're going to be narky, then don't bother. Because I'll give Bloody Mary the go ahead to kick you off the channel. We've had enough bloody trolls and people come on here trying to cause trouble and drama and shit like that. Trying to keep it clean, nice. You know, we're trying to get people to talk to each other nicely and politely and respectfully. You know, if people don't want to talk to you, you can't expect them to talk back, you know, kind of thing. You know, you ain't going to like make them look like if you're the boss of the channel, you know, kind of thing. So I'm the boss of the channel, my channel. You know, it's not like you can force them to talk to you. They don't want to talk to you, they don't have to talk to you. I actually saw a video not long ago about the skinwalkers. You know, they're very long, with great big long arms and legs, and they kind of hunched over. I don't think that's real, to be honest with you. I think that's probably something that's like made up, you know. I know there's like, you know, stories about skinwalkers, you know, but that could be folks tale, and some of the folks tales ain't even real. Someone's probably like made up some kind of like outfit. Someone's recording it to make it look like, hey, you know, it's a skinwalker. You know, because you don't get really that many sightings, do you, to be honest? Yeah. And whatever sightings you do see, it's always in America, you know. And I'm not saying like, you know, everyone in America goes around fraudulently making shit up, you know, because, you know, there is a lot of stuff out there which is real, you know, like you got your creatures coming up from underneath the lakes, and, you know, you got weird creatures coming up from under the sea. You got, like, you know, the Yeti, Bonobo, Snowman, you know, Sasquatch, which I think they're all from the same kind of like grouping, and they could have been like, you know, ape men in the beginning, you know, kind of thing. They just didn't revolve. You know, they didn't. What's that word? Yeah, revolve. I suppose they didn't like turn into like what we are, human beings. You know, it's probably like it's like, you know, you got so many kind of like grouping of people. You know, you got Indians, you got Africans, you got Siberians, you got like, you know, Asians, Chinese, Japanese, you know, Africans. You got Polish, you got Russian. You know, you got so many different kind of like groups of people. Maybe there were like, or maybe you were like them at one time, but we kind of like revolved. We kind of like evolutioned a step further, while the, you know, this particular little group didn't. You know, it's like, you know, let's put it this way. Let's say the Yeti, Yellow Bonnet, Sloan, and Bigfoot is all from the same kind of grouping. Just that the Yeti being like a white cloaked was probably like, and I'm not trying to be racist, because I'm not, but maybe, you know, the Yeti was like the white version, while the Bigfoot is a black version. It's like, you know, the white being English, well, I'm not saying English, but, you know, white humanoid, while the black is like black humanoid, but they just didn't, you know, evolutionize properly. Maybe like there was just something that, in one way, I suppose, stayed as they were. You know, they say that we were made from ape. You know, we was ape. There's supposed to be like so many kind of like steps in the evolution where we kind of like was like a little fucking like came out from the sea as like some kind of like bacteria. That bacteria grew into some kind of animal or something, you know, and then it turned into an ape, then into a gorilla, then into like a man, you know, kind of thing. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. And I'll probably have a chat about this on when we speak to Rusty and Simon if he comes on. But you know, it's all down to like, you know, resolution, I suppose. Like, you know, I don't know, but it's kind of weird that a lot of stuff gets seen more in America than they do here. And maybe the reason why there's more in America is because, like, the climate, I suppose. You know, I don't know. But the skinwalkers, I don't think is real. The Kubachaka, or whatever it's called, I think that's probably real. You know, because, you know, I'm not saying that every kind of like unusual, weird looking creature, right, isn't real. You know, with the, I suppose, like, even with the government being as it is, you know, maybe they're doing some kind of like some weird science shit, you know, with DNA and like things that tend to escape from the capture sometimes, and you know, ending up in the wilderness, and that's when we see them because like they never get reported, or it is something that's actually been created by two different creatures, you know, kind of thing. I don't know. I ain't going to go into it tonight, but I'll do a little bit of research over it over the next few days, and I'll try to get Rusty on, and we'll have a chat about it. No one called you Rumpster. You know what? Bye. Yeah, yeah. Well, it could be because, like, you know, I suppose, you know, if you're going out in the cold, you know, you ain't going to go into the snow wearing like short pants and like t-shirt, are you? You know, you're going to go and wear something nice and warm. It's like, you know, certain animals, they adapt. You know, the polar bear, the grizzly bear. You know, there's two different species there. You know, you got the big brown bear or the black bear, and you got the polar bear. The polar bear's got a white coat. The black bear or the brown bear has got a black coat or a brown coat. So that's probably two different species of bear. I know there's more, you know, it's different species, but you know, they all come from, I suppose, the same kind of like grouping, just that they kind of like eventually split up. They go to different parts of the world, and they have to kind of adjust to the actual conditions, I suppose, to the weather. So, like, you know, being the polar bear moves over to like, you know, Arctic. I can't even pronounce it now. Arctic. If they going over there, you know, they got to adjust to the conditions, and maybe that affects their black coat, makes it into a white coat. Now, you know, why does a brown bear and a black bear have two different colours? Maybe that's also down to like, you know, atmospheric, you know, conditions. I don't know. You know, look how many kind of monkeys there are out there, and if we are supposed to like um, kind of evolved from a monkey, then you know, how old are the monkeys that do kind of like, you know, if you think about it, like a chimpanzee is quite intelligent. So is a baboon. So it's like a gorilla. You know, if you watch some of the videos that where they've been in like in captivity, and you know they learn to do certain tricks, you know, from the captures, not like nasty kind of things, and not like being like maltreated. You know, there are places out there where that, you know, do look after animals, and like, you know, the animals kind of like catch on what their trainers are doing. So like, you know, I'm not saying the chimpanzee's gonna start getting up and go, "Hello, my name's Joseph. I'm the talking piece. You know, I'm the talking chimpanzee." That ain't gonna happen. Not unless they I'm not saying it ain't gonna happen. You know, if we have a nuclear disaster, nuclear war or something, yeah, you know, we might all kind of like, well, not all of us, but you know, a good percentage of us might perish, and you know, it might become like a fucking Planet of the Apes. You know, the apes might kind of like take over. They might evolve. They might start talking, and then they probably might make us their bloody slaves, their servants, like kind of thing. I'm not saying it can happen. I know it's all bullshit, but you just don't know, you know, kind of thing. What made them think of that on their first like? Well, it wasn't the first movie. You know, what made them do a TV episode called Planet of the Apes? You know, why did they make it like the apes was more superior than man was? You know, kind of thing. You know, can a chimpanzee do what a human can do? You know, with the technology, I suppose they can do certain things. You know, you might next 50 years, you know, you might see your chimpanzee driving a fucking car. You know, oh, I just taught this car. You know, I just taught this chimpanzee how to drive the car, and he's got a license, and he's driving a van as like a chauffeur. You know, weird shit can happen. You know, and I'm pretty sure, you know, things could happen. Did I not block him this thing? Hello, Susan. I do have spirits here. Not saying my house is haunted, but yeah, it can be active sometimes. I saw something white go past my door earlier, but I can't prove it because I don't know if the camera picked it up. Because you're being an arse. You keep like, I'm not gonna. That's weird. Yeah, all right. You apologise. I set your apologies. Like, you know, calm down and like, you know, chill out and be nice to people, and they'll be nice to you. You can't expect people to talk to you if they don't know you or they don't want to know you. By the way, I've got my Wi-Fi ones working again. You know, these ones. I knew with that new phone I'd get them working, and I've got them working. So tomorrow night, you might see a stream with me with the 3 Wi-Fi cameras working. But it'll have to be on the other kind of like, what is that? I don't know what it is. So tomorrow night I might actually have that running on my stream, but it won't be like, you know, the live stream as it is like this, but it'll be on the other kind of stream, which you got 30-second delay, and you'll have the 3 Wi-Fi cameras working. It'll be the kitchen, living room, and in here. And I'll probably have the one in here facing more to the door. Because you ain't gonna want to watch me, you know, sleeping on my bed like you do sometimes. Got a weird headache. Hey, SD. I can't think. I've got my brain just shrunk for some reason. I can't think what it's talking about. No, I'm not. I'm still drinking my coffee. Stop meowing. So I don't know what she meows for. No, I'm not going to pick her up because I'm drinking my coffee. And when I do pick her up, she sticks her bloody nose in my groin. And that ain't nice. It's bloody painful. You're opening my groin. You see my stomach. Look, go and lay down and be quiet, or go in the hallway and go to bed. So I'm not picking you up. It's 1:20. I'm going to go soon. I'm going to cut off this stream and go to bed. So you can go to bed as well. I'm going to shut that kitchen window so the wind won't keep blowing open for you to get out and go in there. So I know what you could do. If you get in that kitchen, you can jump up on that sideboard and you can get out the window, which you're not going to do. You've never done it, you never will do it. No, I can't even remember what I'm talking about now. I'm just wondering if like the Roswell really did happen in the early 60s, you know, kind of thing. You know, I know there's a lot of stuff out there, you know, like the Black Book and stuff like that. That actually has recordings and proof that it happened. But let's just say if it did happen, right? Why did they try to hide it from the public for so long? You know, it took decades until it kind of got leaked into the public domain, didn't it? Really? And like, what are these? What we're seeing up in the sky? I didn't even see the blood sun yesterday, so you know I couldn't be bothered looking for it. I didn't even bother like look out the window. To be honest with you, seeing it once, you've seen it a dozen times, I suppose. We've already said about the skinwalker. I don't believe it's real. I think it's just someone walking around on some stilts, leaning over, being an arse. Because like, if the skinwalker was real, there'd be a lot more publicity out there about it. You know, it'd be one of those a bit like, you know, the Yeti. Well, not so much the Yeti, but you know, Bigfoot or the Chupacabra or something like that kind of thing. You know, it'd be a lot more documented. Skinwalkers is not that documented. You know, fucking Loch Ness Monster's more documented than Skinwalker. I think it's just something that someone's made up and someone's copied it a couple of times, you know, to make it look like it's something like real paranormal. In some of the videos that I've seen, you know, where people go out looking for certain things in the dark, you know, in these abandoned houses or in the like woods or something, yeah, and they come across like something from, you know, Star Wars, like Precious, you know, kind of thing. Like that weird creature, you know, it keeps calling everyone Precious. My Precious. Yeah, they got that from Star Wars, probably. You know, you've seen the same video time and time again, but you don't see any other kind of videos, you know, where they got proof or documentation. It's just like pranks, most of these stuff on YouTube nowadays, and people will believe it. You know, it will go viral if it's good enough, believable kind of thing. But you know, some of this shit that people bring out, I don't think it's real. You know, it's just like someone walking around in a costume. Now, I could make some kind of weird costume up and probably go out and, you know, record myself and say, hey, I caught this last night. You know, what do you think of it? And if people weren't going to believe it, you know, they're going to share it and probably may go viral. You know, I'm not saying it never will happen. No, I'd never do anything like that. But the thing is, like, you know, people will do things. You know, sometimes I do it to play a trick on their friends, but their friends, like, you know, tend to like start sharing it and it gets kind of like spread worldwide kind of thing. And people like kind of believe it, I suppose. Like, I think it's real when a lot of this stuff is probably just like made up bullshit. Because if it wasn't made up, and say there'd be a lot more kind of like video documentary, or from different people across the world, saying I've seen the same thing, and like it's like for someone who is like in Australia or America or Germany or UK or something, showing the same kind of thing, and it hasn't happened. It's always like been more in America, either South America, North America, that kind of stuff. I can understand like the stuff like the Yeti being in the Himalayas and stuff like that. As I say, I think the Yeti is partial, like from the same breed as the Bigfoot, Yeti, Sasquatch, that kind of stuff. But I think a lot of this stuff is like just made up bullshit. Because if it weren't made, I keep saying, if it weren't made up bullshit, there'd be a lot more stuff, being documented. There'd be a lot more videos of people showing the same kind of thing, and you don't see it. It's just like the odd one or two videos showing something similar to, which has gone, the first one's gone viral, and someone's either like seen something and said, yeah, this is like what we saw, but they could always be copying it, kind of thing. It just don't make sense, to be honest with you. Oh, I ain't it was cool. I ain't even reading chat half the time. You know what I'm like with reading chat. Oh, it's like I know there's things out there which no one's ever seen before. Kind of like some kind of new animal or insect or some kind of like wildlife that no one's ever seen. And why's my video gone really slow? That's why I can't see much, because my YouTube's gone slow. I know I said like some of these things could be like man-made by for the government, research and doing some kind of like experiments and making new life forms out of like 3 or 4 different animals, kind of thing. Hell, next week I'm gonna hear about like a human frog or something, like a man walking around with a frog's head or something like, something ridiculous like that. Or lizard man. Well, lizard man, they reckon some of the aliens are probably like lizard people from some kind of weird, from some weird planet. You know, let's just say like, out there in the vast galaxy, there's probably like a few hundred planets with different species on. Like there could be like a lizard man, there could be like a snake man, there could be like a man who looks like Bigfoot or something. You could have like real green kind of looking, alien looking kind of people. There's so there is a big chance that there are life on other planets. That I do believe, but what they look like, I don't know. Maybe there are planets out there with humanoid kind of people that look like us, but say have a different skin tone, or They might have like bigger ears like Spock, or you know, they might have a stubby nose and like kind of like weird looking eyes. You know, it could be hundreds of different like civilizations that are on different planets. You know, but we haven't really found anything apart from which we meant to believe. You know, like aliens. How many different types of aliens have people seen? Seen little green men. You've seen like, as I said, like the lizard man. You've seen aliens that look like us but have like kind of like big dark eyes, you know, kind of thing. They even reckon that the men in black may even be like aliens, which I don't believe, but you know, you don't know. Maybe they made some kind of like race and called them the men in black and brought them down, and they said to the, you know, the world leaders that, you know, we're gonna put some kind of a cap on, you know, the sightings. You know, we're going to try to hide some of the sightings, like, you know, some kind of like interstellar kind of policing or something. You know, I'm talking bullshit again, aren't I? Yeah, shut up, Steve. If you can hear voices, then yeah, there is voices out there, people talking. Surprised I'm not hearing music tonight. I wouldn't like to meet up with an entity or an alien which has scaly, like tentacles, like half ant, half octopus, or not half, like say a quarter ant, quarter like octopus, web feet, and some other kind of like thing attached to his body. You know, that'd be really weird. You know. Well, I come in peace. Oh, you can speak English. Yes. Well, what kind of race are you? You know, where'd you come from? They give you some kind of weird planetary name, you know, kind of thing. I'll go blah blah blah. What? Say again? I'll go blah blah blah. We just call it Og. Okay. Yeah. Right. Thank you. Why are you here? We come to make peace. But they haven't. They come to like raid our planet and do some kind of weird autopsies on us. So, you know, they put like they kidnap us and kill us and do some weird experiments. They may even keep some of us alive and do weird experiments, you know, kind of thing. You know, something like weird. It's like sexual kind of thing, you know. There's, you know, if you think about it, you know, a lot of people have said that when they've been abducted, they've had some kind of like probing, and like, you know, they feel like they've been kind of mutilated sexually, you know, kind of thing. But then there's been people saying that's well, and saying, well, like, you know, it's an enjoyable kind of experience. What's wrong with people who say it's an enjoyable experience when you're being probed and having things stuck in you and up you, and you know, and maybe there is like a new breed of humans going to come out later on, you know, half humanoid and half alien. How do we know that there ain't half alien, half humanoid people out there already? You know, about something like ET, you know, you might get some weird kind of like, you think humanoid, but you know, it helps someone by just touching them with its finger, and their finger lights up, and you know, some kind of miracle, it makes this person well again. Super powered humanoid alien. I don't know. Hello, unpronounced all names. The man behind this account. Well, that's not nice. Hillsborough victims. What's that about? Is that some kind? I'm not really into the news. I don't like watching the news, so I always think that there's like that's 2016. What's he going on about? Like, you know, from 2016. Yeah, well, we don't want a mill now. We can go and take a jump. Yeah. A bit like that fucking what's name TV program. Who was it on now? Stallone. Where he's like a futuristic cop with Sandra Bullock, and they put this thing on on their head, and they're wearing like intercourse, but without touching everyone, you know, without touching each other, and like you go like kind of crazy, like they seem like these weird flashes, and like when he actually kisses her, he thinks, oh, you know, this ain't too bad, you know, kind of thing. So like, you know, just like the touch of their finger, and like, yeah, you know, especially if you're female, and you know, the male is like alien or whatever, you know, you're gonna have my baby. Oh no, you ain't. You know, I ain't gonna have like, you know, anything to do with you. And he touches like, so you're pregnant. And you think, yeah, yeah. Then like, you know, 6 months later, you know, you're fat. You know, you're definitely pregnant. Thinking, but I never had intercourse with anyone. How the hell am I pregnant? Oh yeah, that alien touched me. At least I think it's an alien. Well, it was an alien because he had like some weird, like kind of like scaly and like, you know, oh my god, I'm gonna have a half human, half alien inside me. What's that person gonna do? You know, are they gonna keep the baby? Are they gonna like wanna like get rid of it? You know, let's say they kept it. It might have some kind of like special powers. You know, some kind of really weird, exciting abilities. You know, where they can like cure all these illnesses out there. You know, because I can't remember what film it was. It's one of the movies where they come down to destroy the planet, and there's already been one down already, and he's meant to meet up with them, but he found that, you know, life on Earth wasn't as bad as it was, and he decided that he wasn't going to destroy the planet, but the person who was already there said, no, you've got to destroy it. He said, I'm not going to destroy it because I do feel that, you know, this planet is special, and that, you know, with the love and, you know, with a bit of, you know, kind of like, I suppose, intelligence and like understanding, we could probably like make this planet better. And the first alien who was there, you know, before the second one said, no, you know, we've got to destroy it. So they went to war with each other, and like, you know, the first one got killed by the second one. So the planet Earth was saved. You know, how do we know that where you ain't got aliens here that are already plotting to destroy our planet? You know, don't know, do we? Or do we? I'm an alien. Did you know that? I'll come out of my shell at night times. I'll crawl up the walls, a bit like Spider-Man. I'll creep around the streets at night. They walk among us. What's that other movie? The one where that guy could see humans weren't humans by, you know, wearing 3D glasses. They're among us or something. It's called. I think it's called They're Among Us. This guy like sees that these people were not aliens, and he's trying to let people know, you know, like the government, that they're not aliens, but some of these aliens are already in the government, and they're trying to like hide it. So he gets, you know, like friendly with other people, and he says like, you know, these glasses need to be like made and given to like, you know, people who we believe are like, you know, humanoid, and letting them see what's real and what isn't real. That's a good movie. That is. That's supposed to have been on sometime this month, I think. So bringing a lot of some of the old movies out on TV. Hello, Chris. I was just talking about your video earlier about, the shit was going on. Like, how the hell can, like, California lose all its sand? And, that's weird. Where the hell did the sand go? Where did some of the sand from, like, the Sahara Desert disappear to? I think you said. What was the other thing you said? Oh, about the water as well. But I said, like, actually, earlier, isn't it funny that, NASA has just suddenly found that there is water on Mars? How do we know that Mars didn't come down and still have water and put it up there until NASA found out that there was water? No, because like we are losing water. A lot of our lakes and rivers aren't getting filled because we haven't had that, particular amount of like rain we're supposed to have. And when we do get a shitload of rain, it doesn't fill the rivers up. So how do we know that the aliens have been coming down and like bringing up a shitload of water to go and replenish Mars? Hey, as I said, what happened to the sand? Maybe they like teleporting the sand up into their spaceships, and they're going to make Mars like some kind of like holiday resort or something, kind of thing. Oh yeah, come to Mars, have a holiday. We got a nice sandy beach. We stole the sandy beach from your planet. Water. Yeah, we got plenty of water. We stole that from Earth as well. You're going to have some pretty good times. We're going to meet up with some really nice humanoid kind of like people up here, which we abducted also from your planet and like done weird experiments on there to make them be able to survive on Mars, without having to use so much oxygen. I reckon there is a conspiracy going on. I reckon. What do you think, Chris? Do you think there's some kind of conspiracy going on? I'm not trying to take the piss out of your video, but you could be right. What's happened to the beach? Why is like a lot of the beach from California disappeared? Why are we not getting a lot of water? Where's our water going from? A lot of rivers and lakes are drying up. Why? Have they gone through, like you said on your video, like gone through those potholes and gone through the Earth's crust or something? Why are we getting this heat? Is it like because some of the water could be going through the potholes and going through like a certain part of the Earth, and it's making the Earth warmer. It's not so much the sun, but the Earth could be getting a lot more hotter because like when you put water to like I suppose lava, it boils out, it steams. It could be that. I know I talk a lot of bullshit, but you don't know. It could be that. You don't know how big these potholes are. They could go through some like a pothole that goes through a crevice and then deep down into the Earth where the lava is, and the water's just like boiling up, making our planet a lot more hotter. I won't be surprised. What's that? If our entire solar system was the size of a grain of sand, the Milky Way would be 1,000 times bigger than a cathedral. I suppose so. We are like a little piece of sand in a big, vast universe. We talk about black holes. How many black holes are there? How big is a black hole? How many solar systems, planets does a black hole suck up? Where do they go? No, how many solar systems are out there? How big is heaven, if heaven is existing? If aliens when aliens die, where do their spiritual entities go to? Do they have their own heaven, or do they go to some kind of like some kind of universe or portal, or I don't know. How do you know it's 10,000 grain? It depends on the size of the sand grain. How do you know it's 10,000? It depends on how big your hand is. If you've got a small hand, you could probably pick up 5,000. If you've got like a medium-sized hand, 10,000. You've got a big, massive hand like Andre the Giant, he can probably pick up 30,000 sands of grains. Hello, Julie. I think, right, the first landing on the moon was a load of bollocks. They played, everyone a fool. Because people have ripped that video to pieces. The flag where it's moving. There ain't no breeze on the fucking planet, so the flag shouldn't have been moving. It should have been stationary. The footprints is another thing. The shadows. The weird way of like the shadow casting, and the sun wasn't even behind them; it was in front of them or beside them or whatever, but it didn't even cast a shadow. The way the lunar module landed, I think like, the first few attempts of landing is a load of bollocks, to be honest with you. I think it's all like false and conspiracies, to make us believe in it. But with the technology now we've got, I'm pretty sure that, we are able to land on the moon, Mars. I don't know about Jupiter or any other planets at the moment, because we don't have the technology to go that far. I don't think. We only got. I don't even think we got warp speed at the moment. That's going to someone actually said warp speed won't be accomplished for another couple of thousand years. But if we're saying that we get technology given to us from other aliens, surely they could have gave us some kind of technology to make us more advanced than we are. But it depends on how many different types of aliens are. Some aliens might want us to learn quicker, while some might want us not to learn, because they believe that if we get that technology for straight away, we're going to use it and abuse it, and we're going to start sending ships to different planets, and probably raid those planets like aliens would do with us. Steal the resources and try to populate and all that kind of crap. I don't think we'll ever be able to populate another planet for at least a couple of 100,000 years or something. Probably. Well, not hundreds. I say 20, 30,000 years maybe. Depends on how long we actually learn about different technology, and when we get like warp speed or light speed or something like that. Nearly 2 o'clock. I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't think I have unpronounceable. I've had accidents. I've even nearly died twice, and I'm being honest with you. I nearly died when I had my appendicitis when I was like in my young age, when I was around about 18 years old. Could have been about a little bit older, 12 years old. I was meant to be going on a school trip, and it'd all been paid for. And the morning we was going, I had a really bad stomachache, really bad. But I still went to school, and I told the teacher I weren't feeling well, but I want to go on this trip. And she looked at me and she goes, "No, I don't think you should go. You don't look well." I said, "No, I want to go." She goes, "No." She got the the school nurse, medical, to give me a bit of a check over. She said, "No, you don't look too good. I think you should go home." So they rang my mum up. He was still at home, and I swear on this, it's a true story. The Bible's in the book in the kitchen. I can't be bothered to get it, but I'm being honest with you. So the school rang up my mum, and I actually got a scar, to prove it as well. I don't want to be putting my pants down. Women might get a bit excited, but they rang up my mum, and she goes, "Oh well, she's got to come home. Send him home, and I'll meet him halfway." So my mum was walking to the school. I was coming home. She met up with me. She goes, "Oh, you don't look well, do you?" And I was like, "Oh, stomach." She goes, "What's the matter?" I was like, "I don't know, it really hurts." And it felt like a real stabbing pain. So anyway, we get home, and she takes me upstairs, and she goes, "Go in my room, go and lay down in my room." And she's getting really worried. Now she went down to my neighbours 2 doors down, June Harvey, and luckily June's sister was there, and she was a nurse. So she goes, "Oh, is there any chance you can come up and have a look at him?" And she said, "Yeah, I'll come up." So June's sister came up, and if she wasn't there, I would have been dead, honestly. Because when she came up, she goes, "You know what? He's got appendicitis. You need to ring the ambulance right now and get him to the hospital straight away. I think it could be eruptive appendicitis." So rang the hospital up, ambulance came. I was rushed to the hospital, and I can't remember if I heard it or someone actually told me it, but they got me into the operating theatre just in time, because my appendix could have burst any second. They took my appendix out, and I was in hospital for several days, recovering, and that's one time I could have died with appendicitis. Hang on. Hold on a minute. I don't know if you can see it now, actually. Hold on. I see it, I can see it in the mirror. So if anyone can query saying, "Oh, we've never had appendicitis," well, guess what? I'm going to show you the proof. And over time, your scar does stretch. And that's the scar there. They cut open quite long, actually. I must have had big appendicitis, or it must have been exploding as I was operating on me. And the other time that I could have died was in the Philippines when I had real bad food poisoning, and I believe that was probably when I went out and bought some not kebab sticks, but barbecue sticks. They didn't taste right, but I ate them. A few days later, I was running the bathroom, puking up, diarrhea, peeing, everything. And I lost so much fluid that one particular day. As I was coming back, my missus was with her sister, relatives. And this was in the Philippines, in Manila. And I was just getting back. They looked at me and they went, "You all right?" And I was just boom, straight on the floor. And they had to ring an ambulance, got me in the hospital, and they had to fill me up with the old plasma. And I was in hospital for about 5 days. nothing but plasma because I'd lost so much fluids. They even said that I could have died there. So that's twice I could have died. So I think, like, you know, I do believe I've had like 2 near deaths, but I've not really seen anything that has given me that kind of proof, because I don't think I'd even remember, you know, like sending kind of white lights or, you know, someone coming up to me and saying, hey, you know, don't worry, you're going to be okay. So I was too young then. You know, even in the Philippines, I was probably about 25, 26 years old. So we only had like, I mean, one daughter, Jessica, at the time, and she was only about 6, 7 months old, I think. What made me kind of like sick though is that when we got better, we was in the province visiting her mum, and I had my daughter on my shoulders, and I did not see this fucking washing line, and I'm jumping around with my daughter, and all of a sudden, like, she went back, and I thought, what the hell is she screaming? I think, what, fucking fish, not fishing line, but washing line. You know, like, I thought, fuck. So I nearly bloody killed my daughter. But, you know, she was okay, because I wasn't running fast enough, kind of thing. It's just like, kind of knocked her back. There weren't no markings or anything. She's probably more shocking, I think. But, you know, that really made me kind of like ill as well. I could have fucking killed my daughter if I, like, didn't know it. But yeah, she was okay, you know, about an hour later, laughing, giggling, running around, kind of thing. But yeah, twice I nearly died. But I've also like had before my appendicitis, where we used to live, same location of when I had my appendicitis, there used to be a climbing frame, big climbing frame, and we didn't have the kind of like secure ground like we got now. You know, you got like soft ground, or you got wood chipping or something like that on the ground. In them days, it's like concrete, and I was mucking around on this like climbing frame, and I fell and I smashed my head open on the ground. It was only like about 10 feet, 12 feet. I fell down, bashed my head open, blood pouring out. Survived that, but you know, it wasn't like death defying or anything like that. It didn't. You know, I had to have stitches in my head, but you know, didn't near enough kill me. I suppose it could have like caused some tumour in my brain or something for a little while. Maybe that's why I've always got headaches. You know, since that time I fell off the climbing frame. No, I've always had headaches. Has he been paying the... Look, that's the reason why you get kicked off the channel. Actually, no, hang on. What happened here? Well, kind of like hyper lag. I think Storm's pretty good for the paranormal because it like gives them that little bit more energy. You know, with the rain. Rain is a form of energy. It's water in it. Lightning is also a form of energy. Got a weird headache right now. And talking about my appendix, yeah, my stomach started to hurt a little bit now. Don't know why. Yeah, I'm alright. I just got like slight headache and my stomach's, you know, after talking about my appendicitis, my stomach feels a bit weird now. Might be that rice. It's like plain. That rice wasn't at all nice today. It was so disgusting. No, I was going to spit it out, but I had like beans and mushrooms and bacon in my mouth, and I didn't want to spit all that out and waste that, so I just like suffered and ate it. Well, I did throw, near enough half that rice away. It just wasn't not, it just didn't taste nice. The date on it is like, 11th of 6th, 2019. So like, you've got a year on this still. But how long do food really take to kind of like expire in a bag? And this is already cooked, it's moist. All you got to do is like microwave it for 2 minutes. But you just don't know that, you could be walking around buying something and someone could have gone in there and pierced a hole and put something in there. There's been stories where people have actually gone into shops and tampered with food and made people have food poisoning. And a lot of stuff got recalled. But I won't eat this anymore. I've got 3 patches and I ain't going to eat them. I'll rather throw them away or give them someone else, ask my neighbour, say, hey, I've got some rice, do you want this rice? I don't eat rice that much. But they probably say, well, what's wrong with it? I say, well, it don't taste nice. Oh, what do you give it to us for? I love that guy. Love what guy? Nah, Scotch River. No, I ain't seen that one. What was it recently? Noisy cow. The thing is, like, if you find a gold nugget, do you have to actually report it, like to some kind of like heritage or like, to some kind of organisation that you found gold? It's like, in the olden days, especially in America, when you hit gold, you find gold, it gets spread so quickly. You got a gold rush, haven't you? But nowadays, you've got to have like permits to go gold digging, gold hunting. What happens if you just come, like walking along and stumble across a gold nugget one day? Can you keep it? Have you got to report it? Do you let the local councils know? Hey, I was just walking along the river, found a gold nugget. Council fucking say that's ours, that belongs to us. You're not having it. Fuck off. You can't get gold on magnet unless you just saw it and picked it up, but you can't. Magnets won't pick up gold or silver. It doesn't pack up platinum, and I don't think it picks up. Well, I know it picks up tin. I don't think it picks up. What's that other metal? I don't think it picks up aluminium that much. It's just more steel and iron it picks up, don't it? Yeah, I know, but if he was walking around and he found like, a gold nugget just walking around, does he have to go to the estate and say, look, I was just walking around, I found this gold nugget, as I found it, do I keep it? Or, does it belong to the estate or do they like split the share? And like, they say, well, like, we give you half of what it's worth as long as you keep your mouth shut and don't cause a gold rush up here. It's kind of hard, It's like if I found a gold coin milk detecting, yeah, I would probably have to like report that to like a national trust or something like that, some kind of archaeology team. But then, like, that's been like the honest way. But someone could find a gold coin and not say nothing, And then, like, you know, they could go and try selling it. And when they try to sell it to someone, the buyer will say, well, where do you get this gold coin from? All they've got to do is turn around and say, well, it belonged to my great-great-grandfather. And it was handed down to me through, like, a will. And they can't prove that it wasn't handed down unless they kind of, like, demand some kind of, like, documentation. But then you just say, well, that documentation got lost. I've had it in my possession for, like, 20 years. Although you've only had it there for, like, a year, less than that, you know, kind of thing. Because there was a story in America where this woman found some gold coins and she went to sell them, but a lot of, like, shit happened. You know, it went all the way to the government, I suppose, and the government said, well, like, you know, it belongs to us. So the woman just said, well, look, you know, I've gone and misplaced it, I've lost it. And, like, you know, because they was actually going to confiscate it from her, and they weren't going to give her nothing. So she knew that if she weren't going to get nothing for it, she weren't going to hand it over. So she just said that, you know, and it's supposed to be a true story as well. She just said that, oh, I've got to misplace it, I can't find it. And they said, well, you know, by law, it's ours, it belongs to us. Because it's a really old coin, you know, it's like about 300 years old. And they said, well, if you ever find it, you've got to hand it over. But she said, like, no, I've lost it, I can't remember what I've done with it. You know, I bet she's still got it. You know, she knows where it is, just that she's given them. Because it went through courts as well. True story. You know, if you find a ring or a watch, that's nothing really, you know, because I watch Aqua Trigger, I watch Nuggleton, I watch quite a few people on YouTube who goes around diving in rivers and find, like, mobile phones, coins, rings, you know, stuff like that. Some of them are good enough to try to, like, retrace the owners and give them the stuff back. But some people think, like, you know, well, look, you know, they've lost it, tough, it's now mine. You know, and if you have found something, does it give you the right to keep it? You know, it's like, you know, anything really. You find magnet fishing or milk detecting. No, if you find some old coins, like, you know, King George and Victoria's, you know, there's loads of them around. They ain't worth nothing anyway, unless you got a really, really rare one. But you know, how do they know that you found it unless you go and open your mouth up on, like, social media? And for some little shit to turn around and say, well, like, that coin's probably worth about £10,000, you know, he should have reported it, you know, and try to get it confiscated from you. You know, what I think is that if you find something really historical and worth a lot of money, you should actually, like, hand it in and hope that you get a percentage of it. It's like, you know, when you're milk detecting on the farm, anything you find, you're supposed to, like, hand it into the Heritage or some other kind of, like, organisation. They value it, and, you know, you've got to have, like, permission from the farmer to actually milk detect anyway. So really, it belongs to the farmer. So you found, like, a hoard of gold coins, that belongs to the farmer if it's his land and it's not owned by, you know, the council or anything else, you know. But, you know, depending on how old the coins are, you know, you've got the heritage kind of shit, you know, and they can turn around to the farmer and say, well, no, you know, that's it belongs to us because it's, like, you know, belongs to the public. And, like, they might say, well, look, you know, we'll buy it off you and give you a percentage, and then you can split that percentage with the met detectorists. But you might get the met detectorists actually, like, saying, well, I found this, like, you know, let's keep it quiet, you know, split the coins in half, or, you know, let me go and sell it on the black market, and, you know, hopefully we get good, you know, payment out of it, and I'll split the payment with you. I'll give you a percentage. There's always that. Because if you do it the legal way, you ain't going to get as much as you think you're going to get. You might get, like, a quarter of the value. Then you've got to split that quarter value with the farmer. You know, it's like when you do mudlarking, you find anything available, you've got to go to the archaeologists. You know, you've got to go to Port of London authorities, you've got to go to like, you know, the British Museum and get it valued. And they'll say, well, like, okay, you found a coin, it's worth probably about £5,000, you know, we'll buy it off you and give you like a percentage of it, you know, which could be probably about a quarter of what it's worth. And if you reject that, then they've got a choice of either keeping it and you don't get nothing, or they let you have it back, but you're not allowed to sell it. And if you ever do decide to sell it, then you've got to contact them and say, well, like, you know, I will sell it, but you can't sell it like privately. You can only sell it back to the museum. And what they offered you then, like, you know, if it's valued at £5,000 or something, they say, well, we'll give you 1,000. You know, when you do decide to sell it, the museum could turn around and say, well, we'll give it 800, and the value drops. You know, you've got to be careful what you do find and what you say. If I found a gold nugget, I'll probably keep it hush hush, you know, kind of thing for now. So I don't want people going then, like, you know, start the next gold rush and, like, you know, having half the land being torn apart. Because I was talking, you know, I actually met up with Jamie Boy the other day by accident. And on my video, I said, like, you know, the situation nowadays here in London, we ain't got that much greenery. You know, even the parks are probably like a quarter, maybe even an eighth of some of the parks in America, you know, kind of thing. It's not even like acres, it's probably like half a kilometre or like a kilometre, like width and whatever, you know, kind of thing. And it's like, you know, when I was doing the River Wandle walk by it, I went past two locations where they're building up new estates. So just think of all that greenland they ripped up. You know, it's all down to developers. You know, it's all money, business. You know, if someone can go to the council and say, "Oh, I'll buy that plot of land up for like £250,000," and the council say, "Well, you know, it might be worth that. We'll sell it to you for 300,000." Okay, so the developers buy the land up and they build up, you know, a block of flats or a little estate or something. They're gonna like spend out probably a couple of million to build it, yeah. So let's say like 2.5 million, say 3 maximum, yeah. Time they built those houses, if they put them up for sale, they're going to make their money triple, maybe quadruple. And if they don't sell them and they like rent them out, I know it's going to take a lot of time for them to make money, but over time, they'll probably still make a hell of a lot of money, you know, by renting the properties out. Because even, you know, over here, you're talking around about, for a 2-bedroom house, you're talking around about £1,500, £2,000 a month rent, maybe more, depending on what part of London you are. You know, my rent is 130 a month for a 1-bedroom flat. Now that's because the housing association isn't that greedy, but if it was a private landlord, then he would probably get, for a place like this with a balcony, he could get at least £3,000 for this a month. I've been watching Akachick, as I say, he's been like visiting some silver mines, finding little bits of silver here and there. There was another one who just, what was it? Guro or something, his name is. He does a lot of like gold panning rivers. And like he doesn't stay at the same river all the time. He's like checking different rivers and creeks out. He's always finding gold in America. Always. And he's not one of those who wants to get rich quick kind of people. He does it more for enjoyment and just like trying to find locations where it's got like, at least some gold there. And when he does find gold, he doesn't like, spend weeks, months, even years, like, trying to dig out the last grain. It'd probably be there a couple of days and then like, pull out a couple of ounces and then they go on to a new location. But he doesn't give out the locations where he goes to because he always give other people the opportunity, the chance to find gold where he may have found gold, And like, he's saying like an ounce of gold is probably like worth whatever amount the gold is worth at the time, probably $500, $1,000 or whatever, And that's like a gram, not an ounce, a gram, I think. And it depends on like how good the gold is as well. If you're thinking like the gold from the rivers, that's practically enough like 22 carat, I think, isn't it, really? Now, there is, kind of like get rich schemes out there, gold hunting, you can go out looking for like precious gems, quartz, all that kind of like special kind of gems. And you make money on that as well, actually. And a lot of people do go out there making a lot of money. And, if you want to get rich, you got to spend out a hell of a lot of money to make money. And sometimes, like, you can spend out hundreds of thousands of pounds and, like, end up getting nothing. You might find a bit of gold at the beginning. But, like, a TV program what I used to like watching, based in America. Can't think of what it's called now, but there's like 3 or 4 groups of, teams doing gold mining in Alaska. I think it's called Alaska Gold Mining or something. And like, one group of one group spent out so much money that they even went to like a foreign country, in the jungle to try to make money, but that fell through. They never made nothing. They've always had to try to keep finding ways of getting money to like, gold dig again. But they went back to Alaska. They did actually find some place and they actually started making money on it. But, you need money to make money, and sometimes you spend out a lot of money and you don't make nothing. Sometimes you make you bankrupt. It's only because other people come in and feel like, if they help out, they might get a good percentage. They put like, $500,000 down, million, and they put it down so like, I want like 25% of what you get. Where we're in like 4 million, you get these like $1 million back plus like 25%. That could be like double his money back then, 2 million. Right, anyway, I'm going to go. I tried to get Rusty on here one night during the week. And I try to grab Simon on here as well. So them 2 guys know a lot of shit. I kind of like just bring out the kind of crap that I know about, but they actually know a lot more than me. They know probably like 80% more than I do. So like, when them 2 are talking about stuff, it can get really interesting. Not like my streams when I'm talking bullshit, it can get boring. But anyway, I'm going to go. If anyone's got a mobile phone they don't want, an Android, hit me up. I'll be grateful if anyone's got one. Minimum 8 meg or 8 gig internal. So it's going to have like 4 or 5 applications on it, and I need it like ASAP actually. So if you got one, just hit me up on the email. You know, I'll try and pay the postage, but you know, it's a phone that I do need. I really don't want to be taking this phone out with me. You know, to replace it, you know, you're talking like nearly £200 to be honest with you. If that gets broken, and that's on a contract. You know, I don't have like. Did you hear that? Dun, dun, dun. 3 knocks again. Did you hear that, guys? Seriously, three knocks. Dun, dun, dun. So I don't have insurance on that phone, so if it gets broken, I'm screwed. So that's why I need another phone, so I can take one out, which isn't worth much, and I can use that to operate that camera, because it's impossible to see the camera on this well on a very sunny day. You can't even see the screen on a sunny day. So I need to get a phone to operate this, because when I did the Wonder one, I was using this and the sunlight was so fucking bright I can see it, so I had to go onto the phone and use the phone with it. But any Android will do, you know, minimum 8 gig, 16 gig internal memory. You don't need to stick a SIM card in, or you know, it needs to be unlocked anyway because I need it for EE. So when I've got an unlocked mobile phone that I'm not using, it's like left in the drawer, and it's been in the drawer for like the last year or so, and I just don't use it anymore. And did you know, by not using the phone, right, whether working or not, if you don't charge that battery up after a certain time, the battery's no good. So like you could have like a mobile phone, although this one ain't working, you know, I've got like 3 batteries and I know the batteries work, but the phone's not working. But if I had this working, I'd be using this one, but it's not working, so I can't use it. And then if it was working, I still couldn't use it because it's not unlocked to EE, and I've got EE. So I need an unlocked one as well, because otherwise it's going to cost me 15 quid to get unlocked, and that'd be like defeating the object then. So not on here, but in the phone, I can top it up for a 5 or something and get myself a couple of 100 meg, you know, bandwidth later, and then I can. Right. Catch you later all. Good night. God bless. Later.